This is the Statue of Liberty, an icon of freedom, built in 1886 as a gift from France. It's 150 feet from the toe to the torch. It's pretty big. Now the inside is equally impressive. It was designed by a man by the name of Gustave Eiffel. You might have heard that name before, because a few years later in Paris, he designed the Eiffel Tower. It's a lot bigger than the Statue of Liberty. It's 1,000... Wait, that's not right. Okay, hold on. There we go. It's 1,060... No, that doesn't look right either. Let's try this one. That's not even close proportionally. This one might be better if it... Oh. I think I'm going to have to find a bigger model. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the City of Lights, Paris. Ah, the River Seine, and the Eiffel Tower in front of us. I can smell the baguettes, and the croissants, and a little bit of popcorn, too. For that matter, I'm noticing a lot of mouse ears. This doesn't seem like the Paris I know. Where am I? It certainly is hot and sunny here in France. Actually, the French Pavilion here at Epcot at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And behind me is a version of the Eiffel Tower that's 103 feet tall. It's 1/10 of the real Eiffel Tower about, and it was built in 1982. I know we can find a bigger version somewhere, so let's keep moving. I think I know where one is, but we're going to have to go west. Well, behind me is New York. Actually, New York, the casino. And we're in Las Vegas, of course, so you knew that. And also you can see the Statue of Liberty. It's half the size of the real one, and you can't go inside of it, but it is pretty cool. It's a pretty noisy intersection we're at right now, with the traffic and police going by, and also there's a roller coaster you can see behind me, and there's also helicopters that fly by every 60 seconds. It's pretty amazing, but it's Las Vegas. There's more to see. Come on. What you're looking at is the tallest freestanding observation tower in the United States. It's the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. Built around 1996, it's 1,150 feet tall. Built by Bob Stupak. Now, he wanted it to actually be a lot taller, several hundred feet taller, but the FAA said bring it on down. So he did. But the secret plan, though, was to build the Eiffel Tower, but he just didn't have the real estate for the footprint. Everything does look like Paris around here, but it's missing an icon, and then I'd know it was Paris. I made it. I'm at the Las Vegas Eiffel Tower Experience, and I'm 460 feet above the Strip. The building in its entirety is 540, give or take, which is half the size of the real Eiffel Tower in Paris. There's even a restaurant down below, but it's still not the tallest structure in Las Vegas. That would be the Stratosphere at 1150. The sun has gone down, and that's what everyone's waiting for because all the lights come on, and Bellagio has its fountain show, which is really neat to watch, and it's gotten cold. So I'm gonna go down, but I've had a great time here, and the view has been wonderful. There certainly seems to be a lot of impressive duplicates of the Eiffel Tower. There's got to be a bigger one. I'll find it. Just in case you didn't know, that's the real Eiffel Tower. So let's go on up and I'll prove it to you. Believe it or not, the Eiffel Tower was originally planned for Barcelona, Spain, but was built for the 1889 Paris World's Fair. It was and is a technical marvel, but only intended as a temporary structure. The elevators were straight out of science fiction at the time, and it's still the tallest structure in all of Paris. So I'm going to see how many of its 1,700 steps I can climb. Now, the first thing you'll notice on your trek to the top of this 10,000-ton structure is all this iron. There's over 2.5 million rivets holding it together, and since 1968 it's covered in a color of paint called Eiffel Tower Brown. There's 60 tons of it. Now at this point, I'm only about 3 flights up, and my legs are already burning. I'm getting pretty envious of that elevator. Well, I made it to the first of 3 floors in the tower, and the views are amazing. There's a lot to do up here, and if you're with someone special, well, it's a very romantic place. I was surprised at how much room there was on the first floor. Now, since I didn't bring my ice skates, I figured I would look for some educational displays. There's a movie you can watch, and there's even an animated diorama that shows you what the tower looked like generally during the 1889 World's Fair. There's also a fascinating exhibit where you can see the original staircase that would take you to the top of the tower. Now, even though my legs were burning at that point, I'm glad I didn't have to climb these stairs. After I did some shopping, I realized I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd slow it down a bit and get a bite to eat. Now, on the first floor, there's a wonderful restaurant, but it's a little bit outside my price range, so something simpler was in order. And anything with French bread or pastries, you can't go wrong. I had a chicken sandwich and some hot tea, and it was wonderful. It was very relaxing just sitting there and watching the people go by. It was everything I had hoped the trip would be. Well, I knew if I wanted to get to the top, I was going to have to get back to those stairs. But before I did that, I wanted to go outside with my camera and try something that was a very touristy thing to do. Everyone was doing it, so I figured why not me too. Well, it's an experiment. I'm not too sure it's going to work. Well, it doesn't look as way I thought it would, but there it is. It's kind of a crazy shot. Well, lucky no one's around to see me with my goofy GoPro, but that's what I'm using to film the staircase. It is a tough climb, and I'm out of breath, but we're not done yet. We're at 2 now, and there's a little secondary floor on 2, I guess 2B, and we're going to go up there real quick. And here's the lift to the summit, the very top. But unfortunately today it's closed due to security reasons, so this is as high as we go. But the view from this floor is amazing. Now, with it being windy on this chilly day, it was freezing up there, which leads me to my favorite destination on Deck 2, this little wind shelter. And whenever I'm up there, I always take refuge. And you should too, but be advised, if you do, you'll be asked many times where the bathrooms are. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little peek into the Eiffel Tower. I certainly have enjoyed coming here. I'm on my way over to the west side where the elevator is to go down. It's changed quite a bit since the last time I've been here with security and all, but just being on the first floor alone is amazing because the view is wonderful. And if you get a chance, you should come here too, because I think you'd be very impressed. Hey, don't get ahead of me. There's so much to see in Paris, France. No lollygagging. Come on, let's go.